Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of the Farmcast. We're back again with a Farmcast Friday, which means we've got some things to talk about. We got some things on our mind, some news, some stuff going on. And right before we started recording today, Becker was off the chains. He wants to talk about something. So Becker, take it away.
Well, we have it's not organized rugby practice. Just a bunch of us guys go up and play rugby. And we were at Horseshoes yesterday. Kyle, you were there. You left by the time we were talking about this, but knowing us and some of the guys there, we're all big rugby guys. And I convinced two people to come to rugby practice tomorrow. Buddy James and Jake. And I'm very pumped. Yeah. And okay. I'm very excited. Just because...
So, are they participating in rugby?
Yeah, we're playing today, and they're coming out and playing. And I'm very stoked. Because
Becker
they can see...
Is the rugby salesman.
Well, I'll be honest. I'm a little bit disappointed that I wasn't there last night to be extended the offer because, it would have been awesome for my friend Jake Becker to extend the offer to play rugby to
invite
me.
Is open that to way, anyone and everyone.
So that way I could have personally turned him down and told him what a horrible idea that was. So I'm sad I missed the opportunity, but I'll just take the initiative now. We have played once
before during Becker's boot camp during BBC.
Let me tell you how that was. So this was during, I think we mentioned in a previous pod, during our summer of working out, Becker's Boot Camp, otherwise known as BBC. And one of our pre-workout things was playing a little rugby, and it basically just turned into Becker running up and down the football field while Zach and I had our hands on our knees, gassed and wondering why we were even out here, having an existential crisis about why we exist and questioning our own mortality and physical peaks.
I think we literally did 1v2 rugby. Never seen anything like it.
It was fun. But no, I'm just excited because Jake and I, we were talking about it, and we kind of came to the conclusion that I just get a bunch of shit for playing rugby because no one else really knows anything about it, and it's just foreign. So it's just like, fuck you. You play rugby. I don't give a shit. You suck. So I'm just glad that I'm getting some people out there just to see how it is and how the game is, and I think they'll both enjoy their time.
Sure they will.
Just running around.
Well, tell you what, but when it comes to growing the game, I'm always I'm an advocate for growing the game. I like to try to get people to golf a lot. So I will gladly go to rugby if you come play 18 with the boys one of these times.
If I can get a set of left-handed clubs, I'll do it.
Yeah, you can borrow a few from somebody.
Yeah,
I've extended the offer. Clubs. My dad's a lefty. Just use his clubs.
I'd be down.
There we go. There we go.
So when I come golfing, Kyle will come to rugby.
Yep.
See, where it's recorded, it's video proof. We have it on tape, on record. The moment I go golfing 18 holes or wherever we go.
I'm looking forward to it. Driving range doesn't count. Zach's having a little technical difficulties over there.
But yeah, that's really my big thing. I'm just excited that someone's going to just see rugby and play it. And
are you guys doing full contact?
No, absolutely not. We just play touch.
Then I'm out. Count me out.
Yeah, see, I want the feeling of somebody's knees smashing.
The human body craves contact.
You're right. We can change it if you guys want to. That's not an issue.
Oh, I'm sure you wouldn't mind.
I would love it, dude. I haven't laid the boomstick on somebody since sophomore year of high school. I've been missing it.
You wanna talk about it? Who are you laying the boomstick on?
Well, okay, so in high school I played hockey and football up until my sophomore year. And actually the highlight of my entire football career came in 8th grade. Kyle, you were on the Dolphins as well.
Oh yeah.
We were the worst team in our youth football league.
By far. I mean, when we say we were the worst, we were. I mean, they had me on the team. Problem number one.
And he started. So
it was tough.
I remember we were playing what was called the Toilet Bowl, which was the two worst teams ever. ever. I think actually, like in the history of that league, we were so bad.
Oh, I mean, I'm pretty sure I set a record for fumbling on 3 straight possessions. I don't know if anybody's ever done that.
I also threw and caught a pass, and I weighed probably 260 pounds, so that just shows what we were working with. So, anyways, in the toilet bowl, the highlight of my entire football career. Oh, I think it was opening kickoff. If it wasn't opening kickoff, whatever. It was a kickoff in the game. We're receiving the kick. There was this big lad, a year younger than us, who was on the outside. He was in the gunner position for God knows what reason. And he didn't have a whole lot. The ball was kicked to the opposite side. I was on his side. But you're taught to block a man, pick a man and block a man.
Right.
So me being one of the biggest guys on the field, seeing the other biggest guy on the field truck down, I say, you know what? Johnny boy, you're mine. So I take off.
You're I cannot. On
yeah,
the pod.
I didn't say a last name. I can't tell you, or you couldn't be further away from the ball than we were for me to block this kid. But yeah, like I said, you're taught to pick a man and block him. So we're running full force. It's like the two, what is it? The immovable object and the unstoppable force.
Yeah.
Yeah. And take your pick which one either of us were. But I won that battle. I lower my shoulder right into his chest. And it may have been an illegal hit, like reminiscing on it. It may have been an illegal hit.
What are you going to do? That's just football. Boys being boys.
He gets carted off into an ambulance, which sounds bad that this is the highlight of my career. But then the next day, we go to school, and he is walking around, and he has to sit on an inflatable donut for weeks at school, dude. I thought it was the coolest thing in the world when I was 13, 14 years old. That I broke
some trees or what?
Huh?
Do you shake some trees with that hit or what?
Oh, I shake some cheese. I flipped the light switch. We were moving lumber.
Oh yeah,
it was nuts.
Yeah.
If you if that was the highlight of your UFL career, I think I remember what you could probably consider to be your low light. There was one play where we lined Fenner up at tight end. This was his time to shine. It was the biggest boy on the field, and he was about to let everybody know.
Just to preface this, I had been begging for 2 years to let the coach let me go out for a pass, because I to this day I have awesome hands. I just don't have the body of a receiver.
Oh, okay? He can catch, but yeah. So Fenner was about to prove to everybody, on the field, everybody watching that, you know what, he might be the biggest boy, but there's a little juice, there's some wiggle in this man. Mm-hmm. So it was one of the few times a game we ever passed, probably like one of 2 times a game. Fenner, he's deep, and he's wide open.
Wide open.
A beautiful rainbow pass. Fenner catches the ball, and it was like watching just a graceful gazelle dashing up and down the sideline. The only issue is he wasn't dashing very fast, and somebody else was. So in the midst of what would have been a glorious touchdown for anybody else, tragedy struck, if you want to take it away from your perspective.
I was stood up by, I think, 2 people, right? I should have went down. In hindsight, I should have went down. Oh, no. But this is my one chance to score a fucking touchdown, dude. And I was not letting it go to waste. So I have 2 guys on me, right? And I'm trying to wrestle my way through. And the aforementioned Jake Becker's buddy over there, runs up behind me as I'm just getting mauled by 2 people. Yoinks the ball out of my hands and takes off the other way. And I never saw a snap at a skill position ever again in my life.
It's a tragic end to the career.
It was tough, dude. It would have been a storybook ending to a very colorful, how do I say this? Youth football career. Okay. I had scored a 2-point conversion. I had ran the ball in for a 2-point conversion before. The last thing on my list was was a touchdown, and I unfortunately could not come through in the clutch.
Man.
And you hate to see it.
It was sad.
30 for 30, the Al Fenner story.
Mm-hmm.
So close.
What
but
could have
so
been?
far.
What could have been?
Wonder where
The
you'd
best
be now.
that
if you
never
scored
was
that
Al
touchdown.
Fenner edition. I imagine I would be getting paid $7 to $9 million on an NFL roster.
Probably.
Oh
That's
yeah.
what my assumption would be.
Mhm.
But
So
what do you do?
now that we're talking sports, we're on the mood. I mean, big news right now.
Dallas
Baseball's
Goddard?
back, baby. No.
Dallas,
Oh,
yeah,
that too. We can bring up
Goddard,
that later. I want to get into
Right,
that.
right.
But I'm donned. I got all of the baseball gear on right now. I am fucking excited.
Same.
We are
Oh, yeah.
1 month away from finally watching a little baseball, and it still feels like kissing your sister a little bit, because it's like, it's back, it's awesome, excited for it, but it's quite disappointing, because we could have been watching baseball this entire time if not for billionaires arguing over fucking nothing for them. Like the money, it's so meaningless for them, and arguing over all that shit. It took so long to get here, but we're finally ready, and I'm excited.
What is
Yes.
it? 60 games in 70 days?
Yeah, or
I thought it
66
was
days,
66
something like
days.
that.
Yeah.
I don't even.
I-
Hey, it sounds even better to me. That's fucking
There-
cool.
Every game mattering.
Right.
Oh
Well,
boy.
Just
What
in
was the
all
stipulation with, like,
blitz
over-
of baseball.
What was the rule with extra innings? Weren't they going to put
They're
like
going to start a
ghost
runner on
runner-
second base.
Like, why don't they just put an actual runner there? I
They
don't
are.
get
They
it.
are.
It's not a ghost runner.
Oh, then why do they call it a ghost runner then?
Because they
It's
they
just always on, I
randomly
guess.
pop up there.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Like they're not there. They didn't get a base hit. You know what I mean? They're just
Yeah.
stuck there.
Yeah,
So,
and it apparently will not count as an earned run for the relievers if that guy does come across to score, which makes sense. It's not like they gave up the double or something. So
right.
I think that's cool. But
What a cool fucking rule. Like that's
it's
sick.
interesting.
That is so sick.
I was kind of upset when I heard it at first, but I think it's starting to kind of grow on me, because you don't want a 15-inning marathon when you got to be playing so many.
Yeah, I was gonna say I like it specifically for this season. If I would hate that
Right,
if they
make it
implemented
weird,
that
dude.
in the regular season. Yeah, it's already
Make it
gonna be
weird.
fucking weird.
Right.
Yeah,
make
absolutely.
it as weird as shit. I think that's so cool.
I want to bring up something related to baseball. Fuck all the nerds who think that the universal DH should not be a thing.
Oh,
I don't understand strategy. Oh, it's part of the strategy in the National League. You want to know what I want? I want 30 more bombs in my lineup. That's what I want.
Right.
dingers.
Got to make up for
Why
all the
does
games
the
we're
AL
losing.
Dude, and
You know what?
no, I want it forever, dude. And it won't happen until after 2021 when the next CBA is a thing.
Mhm.
But, like, the fact that everybody points out, like, oh, what we would have never gotten the Bartolo Colon home run or whatever, you know. Well, we already got it. So,
Exactly.
yeah, we already got it. Who
Imagine
cares?
all of the cool memories you can have with that being changed. Like,
Yes.
it's totally different. Like,
Especially, like, specifically for the Brewers, right? Our outfield's kind of crowded. We signed Aviciel Garcia. We don't necessarily have an
Yes.
everyday spot for him. Ryan Braun he still has a great bat.
yeah.
Terrible in the field, but we want the bat in the lineup. DH.
It's going to be
You know?
perfect for him. You can either put him there, Justin Smoke at DH. There's so many options. This is really going to help specifically the Brewers.
Yeah.
It is
See?
really exciting.
I agree. I just think it's odd and kind of funny that pitchers just only have to play half the game. Like, they just don't have to hit.
Who cares?
Don't have to pitch.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, but like they play other positions. So like first base plays first base and has to hit. Pitching, you just pitch, you don't hit. I feel like
The
that's
game
kind
at
of
this
dumb.
point, though,
You
is
wanna
so
know what's
specialized
weird?
where it's just why does it doesn't add to the game. Like, in theory, what you're saying makes sense, but it doesn't add anything to the game to just send some dude who's batting 110 up to the plate 4 times a
Well,
game.
no,
It's just-
They're
that's
getting
the thing, though.
meaningful plate appearances.
yeah.
No, that's the thing though, because they know they're never going to hit, so they don't practice it. That's why their batting averages are so low. Because when they do hit, they don't practice it.
Well, because they are a pitcher, and pitching is more important than the 4 at-bats they would maybe get in a game, right?
Yeah,
But,
but they
like-
can also hit 4 bombs in a game.
Nope. No, they couldn't.
You could.
I will say that right now, no pitcher has ever had the skill to do that, unless you consider Babe Ruth a baseball player.
Rick Ankiel.
But Rick Ankiel couldn't hit till after he pitched. Anyways, the weirdest thing about baseball, not that pitchers only play half the game, but the fact that for the last, 45, 50 years, there have been two leagues playing by two separate rules competing for the same trophy. That just makes no sense in my head.
More runs equals more fun.
Yeah, that's the thing. They're trying to make the game more exciting. Only 30-second mound visits. Fuck that. Let a batter hit. I don't care if Zach Davies can rip a single over the right fielder's head at 63 miles an hour. I simply don't care to see it.
You might have purists that get off on small ball, but let me tell you, a well-executed bunt by a pitcher to move somebody from first to second will never get the juices flowing. It's never going to be exciting. I'd rather the chance for, extra bases, something interesting to happen.
Yeah.
Oh man, I get that there's strategy and everything, and it's I'll miss it, but I'm not going to miss it as much as I'm going to enjoy a DH.
Yeah.
And how many more guys does that help get, in the MLB?
A job.
Stay in the MLB longer, keep getting a job, because a lot of these guys, it's the bat's great, but I can't put him anywhere in the field, so it doesn't pay. Why would you only let him play in half the league? It's just, It makes so much more sense. So that's one of the big things that I'm really excited for this. I'm really excited for meaningful baseball. One of the weird things that I'm not sure how it's going to work, but so basically teams are going to be playing about 66% of their games against division teams, and it's going to be that and interleague play. And I think that's about it.
Well, the interleague play is we're going to play most of our interleague play games against AL Central teams.
Yep.
Yeah, which is sick. For us. Yeah, the AL Central is ass.
Thanks. Yeah.
Who's in the AL Central? The Reds, the Pirates.
Nope, that's the NL Central.
AL Central is Twins, Indians, White
Royals.
Sox, Royals, and is that it? Am I missing one?
What'd you say? Twins, Indians, Royals,
White Sox.
I think that's it.
Okay.
No, there might be another one. I don't know. Whatever. The teams are terrible. The only decent team in that division is the Indians, and I guess the Twins now. So that whatever. The Twins scare me, but all in all, we're going to be playing much lesser opponents. So,
but then again, so is everybody else in our division. So who the hell knows how that's going to shake up?
Yeah.
I guess everybody has their own. So they have everybody's quote unquote natural rival. So that's how they determine who they're going to be doing for the interleague play as well. I know, we'll be playing the Twins a lot, the Brewers specifically, but then you have some. It's the Orioles is their natural rival is the Nationals. And then for some reason, it's the Red Sox and the Braves. It's really weird. And I don't know why. They should have just cut interleague play, if you ask me. They should have just, NL should just be playing the NL for seeding, all that stuff. AL should just be playing the AL. I think it's silly. Why? And also, reducing travel right now is probably for the best. You don't want to be going to a bunch of different cities. We are still in the middle of a pandemic.
That's why I think they are doing the interleague play the way they're doing it.
Yeah, because they're both in the central part.
Yeah,
right. But then you have the Red Sox, and their team is Atlanta. So it's weird.
That is strange. Yeah.
I guess it couldn't work.
I mean, it won't be.
There's
It'll
no
never be
perfect
perfect, but that's
scenario.
as close as
No,
you
but
can
I think
you could rearrange it to where
the whole reason. Oh, sorry.
I was just saying you could definitely if you want to pick and hand pick and choose which teams play which based on location, then yeah, you can easily do it. But it's a lot more time consuming, and MLB doesn't have a lot of time now. So
from what I understand, though, the whole reason you have to have the interleague play is because when the Astros moved from the NL to the AL, it created an imbalance between the teams or something along those lines. So that's why they have to have interleague play. I don't know exactly all the nuances to it, but whatever.
The Astros fucking everything up again.
I know. Yeah, asterisks. Am I right, boys?
Yeah. But yeah.
Note. Okay, before we get off of baseball, one last thing because we brought up the Astros. No team has skated more on this cheating scandal than the fucking Yankees, dude. Another reason to hate the Yankees. don't hate them because they cheated. I hate them because everybody ridiculed the Astros. But when everybody found out the Yankees were doing the exact same thing, they don't care.
And they actually swept it under the rug in cahoots with the MLB.
And Aaron Judge coming out and saying when the Astros got caught, this made me sick to my stomach. Like, fuck off, dude. Fuck off.
Yeah.
That's it for baseball for me. I'm done.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm excited.
Goddard.
Dallas Goedert.
Oh, boy.
That man got slumped.
So I just saw the video. I don't know the context. Do any of you guys know the context?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Dallas Goedert, everyone's favorite tight end.
Eagles tight end from South Dakota State University.
This was in South Dakota, right? Where it happened?
Yeah, it was in South Dakota. Yep. He was out at a bar. It's like a club actually. But anyway, so what's that?
They have those in South Dakota.
Yep. In Aberdeen, I think it was the biggest city in South Dakota. I think. Don't quote me on that. But anyways,
I will.
So, in the video, you see like, did he like had his hands on one guy, right? It looked like him and this other guy were like arguing, and he put his hand on some guy, and then I think, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, because then it was him with one guy. He called it a sucker punch. More like he needed to have his head on a fucking swivel.
Yeah. Like if we're all out per se, and I think Kyle's been yapping at this guy, they've been going at it, and then I see him put his hands on Kyle. I might, one of us would be in the right maybe to like protect our friend. Like that's just the way it's gonna go. Like if you go at somebody and they got people there, or even if you don't know they have people there, like you have to expect somebody else may come and to his defense.
Yeah.
So yeah,
first time Kyle mouthing off to someone.
As I do. I love to do that. Yeah.
The video opens up it's a short 10, 20-second video, but he's like got his hand on this guy, and then this guy comes from the bottom of the screen and just cold cocks him, dude. And he's out out like a light.
It's some world star shit.
Yeah.
It's brutal. Yeah. Zach Ertz would never.
No, I think it's incredibly funny.
Watching it again, and my God, did he get slumped?
Oh yeah.
I actually work with a guy who went to the same high school as Dallas Goedert. He is a couple years older. He graduated with Dallas Goedert's older sister, and he told me that Dallas Goedert is the biggest fucking douchebag of all time.
I believe it. I believe it.
Just a cocky asshole, And that completely makes sense. If you're from a small town in South Dakota, you make it to the fucking NFL.
Big
I'm sure you got I'm sure you got an inflated ego and whatever.
Yeah.
Just like everybody knows, Carson Wentz, noted asshole from a small town. Yeah.
Also married. Congrats.
People forget that.
I think he has a kid.
People include me.
Yeah. Speaking of that, did you guys see the news that came out today about what they're gonna do? Assuming the NFL season happens, they are going to take it's just funny because what was that?
The Jalen Hurts trade? Because I saw something about that.
No, completely different. If the NFL happens, what they're going to do, of course, the NFL has to make money off this somehow. They're going to take the first couple rows of seats and they're going to put tarp over it and they're going to put advertisements on it. Of course, they had to find a way to just. I guess if it has to happen, but they aren't going to do anything else to any of the other stands. So I just thought that was it was so NFL.
Is it going to be kind of how soccer games have that?
Yeah. So it's going to be similar to that. I just thought that was kind of funny because it's of course. I just thought it was so funny. They're like, oh yeah.
So I don't know if the NFL has mentioned it, and actually, I don't even know for baseball as well. Do they plan on pumping in crowd noise for both?
I imagine they would in the NFL.
So this is what has been happening so far. So in soccer, and what they're doing, they'll add crowd music to the broadcast and broadcast only. So the players don't hear anything. They're just literally playing in silence. And some matches or some soccer games, you'll have the option to watch it with the crowd noise or without, so you can actually like hear the players on the field.
Give me it without every single time.
Yeah,
I
I
want
think
to
the
hear
same.
the talk.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the
Oh.
big thing, especially when it comes to the NBA. I do
Oh,
like
yeah.
I've heard like a bunch of different things with the NBA. One was like, oh, they're gonna use like 2K crowd noise. Or
I thought
whatever.
that's
It's like,
actually
get
what
that
they were doing.
I just want
I
to
hope
hear
not.
Kawhi Leonard say Boardman gets paid over and over and over.
Oh, yeah.
That's all
I
it
just
is.
want to hear Carmelo Anthony
Just screaming, get the
Screaming
fuck
at his
out of here.
screaming at his teammates. I got this. Get the fuck out of here.
Oh, that would be so amazing.
Oh, yeah.
I want
The people
whatever-
need it.
I want whatever the Bucks are cool with. Whatever they want, I want. frankly.
Yeah, right.
If they want a crowd
want
noise, give them all the
WWE
crowd
But
noise.
I've heard that. I've heard like they're gonna pump in noise from like other locations depending on the team or something. It's a whole bunch of weird stuff. But
Wait.
what I want is I want to hear the chatter. I want, especially when it comes to like baseball, give us the spring training, like mic up players.
Yes.
Who wants to do it? Like
Mm.
if you want like. You fucking Anthony Rizzo, if you want him to just get mic'd up again, that's going to be a riot. I'm going to enjoy that so much. Everybody would.
I remember the NBA, what they were thinking about doing. I'm not sure if this had any legs or anything, but one thing they were thinking, and probably still are, I don't think they have an answer on this, but is to have an app for fans to make noise, and it would
Yep.
basically like all come together. So like, let's say the Bucks, the 1 seed, it's a home game. Let's go, Giannis! Like that's kind of interesting. I feel like you leave too much power with the people then, because
Yeah.
when the people have that opportunity, oh, they will find a way. Reddit will do something.
They're
or
just
Twitter.
going to recite the entire B movie script.
Right, like
Yeah.
it would get weird if that's. So I don't think they're gonna do
Because
that.
I know that's what I would do.
That's right. Yeah. It's like the draft when it was all right, let's see our fans. Let's go
Yeah.
Atlanta. Let's go Atlanta. Let's go. Except it's just Becker like Barry B. Benson went to his mother's car and like
Even better, you got to read like some really obscure fan fictions where it's somebody writing their own fan fiction of Jerry Seinfeld B having intercourse with several different women and bees. Now that's what I want to be hearing about.
while Eric Bledsoe shooting a free throw.
I'm just gonna put Ray Allen's tweet on a loop and just
Oh, yeah.
saying that over and over
Yeah.
again.
I'm getting there.
But yeah, I don't know. That was weird. I just thought it was funny with the advertisements. Of course, like they were probably like, "Yeah, of course we'll do this. We'll social distance.
Yeah.
We'll put
Why
tarp-
wouldn't we?
Yeah, what a great idea."
They're gonna keep it even when next year rolls around. They're gonna find a way.
Oh, I bet.
There's too
That
much
happened,
money to
like
be made.
last year during a baseball or like an MLB game where it was a rain delay, so they had to roll out the tarp, and out of nowhere it was just like a big Skittles tarp like over the whole
Oh,
diamond,
yeah,
and no one was
yeah.
expecting it. And I was like, "Oh shit, this is a thing."
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, it also kind of hurts the Lambeau leap. Kind of takes away the effect. No
Watch them
Lambeau
still just
leap.
jump into those banners and
I-
just destroy them.
They have to. Like,
Yeah, I mean-
there will be jumping into the banners.
They aren't going to not Lambo leap. I can
Right.
guarantee that.
Like, oh, that sounds gross. They wouldn't.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Just I want them to do what the KBO does and just have a bunch of like random stuffed animals, mascots, sex dolls. Just put them all in the stands.
Yo.
Just I'm gonna be diving into like 4 different plushy SpongeBob's and like 3 sex dolls. That'd be amazing.
Have you guys watched any of the KBO?
Only
No.
clips.
Dude, I've watched 2 full games, and my God, I wish that the skill level of baseball was what it is in the MLB because they have so much fun while they're playing baseball. It's
Really?
incredible to watch. Yeah.
That's pretty sick.
Yeah.
The players seem like they have a lot more personality and like it's weird. I'm not used to a baseball league that actually wants its players to show personality. We don't quite have that over here in the States, but like some of that stuff's so cool. Also, watching fat Adam Jones pimp home runs is
Oh,
sick.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no, that's pretty fucking cool.
And like some of those guys seem pretty good. Like I always follow like Rob Friedman, like the at Pitching Ninja, and he just always tweets out just some of these disgusting pitches from dudes in the KBO, and it's like, man, there's a reason a lot of these guys can, like, you know, they don't work out in the MLB. They go over to KBO, get their craft figured out. You know, like Eric Thames, Miles Mikolas. They come back over and they play pretty damn well. Like it's really like, I think they said, I've always heard like that, and I think Japan's a little bit above it, but Japan is like essentially like a level between the MLB and AAA as far as like talent level. So there's just so many guys in the world that actually probably could be playing over here.
Yeah.
Anyone got anything else on their mind?
I'm trying to see what Jenna Marbles is trending. That's fun.
There's always
Minecraft is always on my mind. I'll tell you what.
There's always something. Every time I check it now, it's like, who is over party? And this morning was Cardi B again. I think this is like the third or fourth time I've seen that.
What happened now?
I didn't look too much into it because I'm like, what's the point?
Just don't have it in me.
Right. Like, apparently she has a Finsta where she just makes fun of other rappers. Honestly, that's like the lightest accusation she's gotten. Like, I was like, yeah. Like, I sleep. Like, if like the first 3 cancels, they were fine, but cancel number 3 apparently wanted a sequel, but I don't think we'll get one after this because not good enough.
Did anybody see Rihanna trending on Twitter the other day?
No.
Sad I missed it.
Isn't she like? No, you tell me.
Like she got an album coming out or something like that, but I thought maybe we'd get a nipple or something like that. But
that actually
unfortunate.
Another day we wait.
Right. I saw something about like someone tweeted. I didn't know if it's real or not. They're like, oh, Rihanna gained like beautiful weight. She thick now or something like that. And like I thought maybe that was it. But that actually brings me to something that I wanted to talk about because every day, you know, obviously coronavirus has ruined a lot of things. It's ruined sports. It's ruined movies. I think the biggest crime it's done is we would have had a Kendrick Lamar album by now. But coronavirus, the biggest thing it did was take that away.
120,000 dead?
But we need a Kendrick album.
We do.
Obviously, outside of the actual health problems. I have to toss that out there. So if it wasn't obvious, that is bad, okay? I'm talking about outside of that.
Okay.
I have to make that clear.
All right.
See, that's the one thing I don't understand. I feel like someone with as like the status of Kendrick Lamar, he could have like a studio in his house and could just be recording music.
No, the album's done. It's the bigger thing is touring. He was supposed to headline all these festivals this summer. Everything's canceled. Can't make money off that. And if you're a guy who makes an album once every 3 years or so, why put it out if you can't make your big money maker with the tour, with a big tour and
Spin Zone
headlining festivals?
Great time for not big artists to be releasing music because now people will actually listen to it since you're not competing all the time. So
no, that's cool.
I mean, it's not Kendrick, but hey, I don't know.
Like
it's something.
It just. I've earned it. I've been a good boy these last couple of years.
Where's your Miller Lite?
Put it in my Yeti.
Sure.
Oh, man, the idea of that just kind of makes me wince. I think I tried that once and it left an aftertaste in this every time I put it.
I was a kid. When I was a kid, I like walked over to the like River Park, the one, it's like a mile away. So as a kid, I had this water bottle and I wanted to go to the park. And for some reason, I thought it was going to be a really good idea. I'm like, I'm going to game the system. I'm not going to put water in here. I just filled it with Dr. Pepper.
Hell yeah.
So the entire time I'm at the park, I'm just drinking hot Dr. Pepper. I'm like 7 years old. I'm like, why did I do this to myself?
God, that sounds horrible. I can't think of anything.
It is worse than you think because like the plastic was hot. This was not a great water bottle. And it was, oh my God. It was the worst flavor you could ever imagine.
Putting almost anything in water bottles that isn't water, it usually doesn't turn out very well.
A nice 2%.
Alcohol's fine.
Yeah, like these metal water bottles, like the metal Farmcast water bottle I have here. I put like lemonade. I'll put a mixed drink in there.
That's the one thing. I'll put only if it's like You remember that day we went to a beach when I put that weird mix of like beer and like lemon shit, like
Orange juice.
I put that in there, and it just like I had to wash it like 5 times. But I did put a White Claw, a lime like White Claw in here, and it actually adds because like I can like after I like tasted the lime, but it just tastes like good water.
I remember I was at work like a few months ago, and I was cleaning out my water bottle because I should clean it every once in a while, and I put like hot water in there and some like soap, and I shook it all up, and I like cracked it a little bit. The water was too hot, so when I opened it, bubbles just flew fucking everywhere.
Oh, that's sick.
Just like in the middle of work. Luckily, no one was around, so I could easily like wipe everything up. And I was like, "Ooh, goddamn, good thing no one was around."
It's like
Okay,
one of
that brings up a
mildly embarrassing.
That brings up a good point. How often do you guys wash your water bottles?
So rarely.
Yeah, dude, I was gonna
do it
say
like once a
Because
week.
I literally never. The only thing I ever put, like, I have a thermos. I put 2 things in there. 99% of the time it's water, and every once in a while I put coffee in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All I do is rinse it out.
Yeah, no, I was thinking like
It's not great, but it's
I
what do.
should be washing my water bottle as much as I use it. I should be washing it more. But like in my head, I'm thinking, well, there's always water or lemonade or something going in and out. Like it's not going to be dirty,
Yeah. See, I would never put. This is like my water thing. I would never. I'm scared of putting coffee in here. I've got my coffee mug, and I'm like would never put water in there. Like I just won't cross over it.
Yeah.
Even though this would keep the coffee too hot. So
The most I do with like my
No,
water
it's-
bottles, I put like Mio in there sometimes, just because it's like doesn't really matter, and you can easily just rinse that stuff out because there'll still be like a faint taste to it. But
right.
I have like a 36-ounce water bottle, so it just once I add more water to it and fill it back up, you can't even taste it because it's so diluted at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do you use those meals a lot?
Yeah, I actually like them a lot.
Pretty good.
They're very good.
I have not got
Big
one
on
of
them
those
when
in
they
a while.
first came out. I have not actually went to it in a
They're
long
pretty good.
time.
One of my favorite ones is like the orange tangerine because it's like so strong, no matter how much you put in there, and it just tastes like juice at that point. It's delicious.
The only issue I have with Mio is like I have to figure out how much of this I need to squirt in there.
Yeah,
And I got no
the
idea.
only problem. Yeah.
Right.
So like if you it might have changed now because I haven't used Mio in a while, but I remember like if you put too much Mio in there, it almost like gives you like dry mouth or something like that. Like, it's so weird.
yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like I don't know how to explain it, but if you've
I know
experienced
exactly what you're
it,
talking
you
about.
know. Yeah.
Really? Ooh.
I'll
Yeah,
tell
because you
you
can't
what,
put
though.
too much in it because it's like a
It's like a super concentrated thing.
it's super concentrated, so it just makes your throat dry.
Yeah.
So
Give me
like
that concentrate every time over to like Crystal Light. Crystal Light belongs in the trash.
no, I like Crystal Light. I think it's fine.
Terrible.
Crystal Light's good.
Terrible.
I don't think I.
It's like those
I can't
packets
think
of
of-
lemonade.
Yeah, it's those like
It's like
packets
those
of
packets
sugar.
I'm not in on them. I can't
Yeah.
do it.
Oh,
I'll do that in
yeah,
my
those
water
are
bottles
fine.
too.
I'm
Yeah.
out on it. Out on Crystal Light.
That was the concoction I made. I used Crystal Light.
Well, let me tell you what. You get like your water bottle, Zach, or mine. I always put like 2 Crystal Light packets in here, and it's perfect.
See,
Yeah.
I've got the big pitcher versions.
Oh,
so
yeah,
they're made
okay.
like pitchers. I can still just toss one in here and fuck it. Get a nice strong lemonade.
Sour lemonade. Yeah.
Have you guys ever done that where you just like? Have you ever? Because if you guys are big Mio guys, have you ever just taken like Mio and like vodka and just like that?
I thought about it the other day.
Because I think that might work.
It
I wanna
might
try
work, but that might get a little dangerous.
You're playing
it
with
would.
fire.
Oh, it would.
Oh yeah,
That's the point.
I know
though.
exactly what I'm getting myself into. And
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, I know exactly what I'm doing, and I'm gonna like it, and then I'm gonna hate it.
Right, like I think at first it'd be one of those things you sip it and it's like, yeah, it's good, and then like it's like, oh, to drink this whole thing.
But like
Yeah,
that's the thing.
no.
I would add the Mio to the alcohol or like vodka or whatever, and
Yeah.
then add it to something else just to mask it more.
Yeah,
Because
I
at
guess you
that
need
point,
something else.
it's like you won't be able to taste it.
I bet you if you have 1 or 2 of them though, then they probably go down pretty easy. You know, after you got a nice
Yeah.
little buzz going on.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
for
Yeah.
sure.
I just think it taste wise just be a little gross. I don't know. I'll try it.
I don't know. Yeah, that is
update the
something
people.
Yeah.
Update the people on the pod.
Might be a little life hack, as they say.
A life.
I will get back to you for next
Advice.
episode.
Stay tuned for
Next-
Farm Life Hacks.
Yep.
Oh man. And then turns out it ends up on the Rational Fear cast.
Do not mix meal and alcohol. You've been warned.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I don't know. It might be cool. You guys got anything else for the people?
Nothing for the people.
Nah, nothing else.
Have a good, safe weekend.
Yeah.
I have one thing for the people. My Cash App is always open. Money sign Al Fenna. So just in case you guys are feeling generous.
Yep.
Or if you want
It's
to
always
hack them,
open.
one or the other.
Same
Yeah,
with
it's always-
my Venmo. It's not hand 52. It's at Zach-hand-52.
Okay.
Clay Matthews was very influential to all of my usernames. Oh man.
Tell them about the most important ats, though.
That would be at Dr. Suck. Kidding. But the people can follow us on social media, Instagram, Facebook, and what's the other one? Twitter, at the Farmcast Pod. Went out of order, so it kind of fucked me up. And TikTok, yes. Follow us on all those platforms for some great content. Also, check us out on all streaming video on YouTube. Subscribe, like, comment, and then we have audio versions on Spotify, Apple, and SoundCloud. But yeah, get all that stuff. Hit that motherfucking like button, subscribe button, follow button, maybe even a 5-star review. But with that being said, thank you for listening to this episode of Farmcast Friday. We'll catch you on the next episode of the Farmcast. Take care and goodbye.